Welcome to this training session on performing notification management. In today's lesson, we'll cover the process of opening and closing different types of notifications. We'll also discuss how to attach and detach notifications from a work order to ensure accurate tracking and maintenance documentation. To conclude, I will demonstrate how to perform an equipment mileage reversal effectively. Performing effective notification management in G-Army is vital for maintaining operational efficiency and readiness within your unit. G-Army notifications keep maintenance proactive and ensures equipment stays mission ready. By prioritizing urgent tasks, you can optimize your resources and enhance accountability. Let's jump into G-Army and get started. Have you ever been in a situation where your internet went out and you couldn't dispatch a piece of equipment? Or maybe you were out in the field and didn't have G-Army access. If you face this situation, chances are your quick solution was a manual dispatch. I got a question for you. After your operator utilized that piece of equipment, how did you properly account for that in G-Army? Chances are you didn't. What if I told you there's a solution in the system of record called an alert dispatch? Alert dispatches are specifically designed for emergency or urgent training events where a unit needs to mobilize rapidly. These dispatches are printed directly from G-Army and kept on file until they're used. The first step to create an alert dispatch is to navigate to T-code iWhiskey21. iWhiskey21 can be used to create various notifications. For this lesson, we'll focus solely on an alert dispatch. First, we're going to navigate to where it says notification type, and we're going to click D2. Now, let's go back to the top of the screen where it says notification, and you are going to click on that, and this is going to open us up in the alert dispatch screen. The first thing that we want to fill out on this screen is the short text description at the top. And for this section, you want to type alert dispatch, followed by the current Army fiscal year, which is FY25. Now, you want to navigate down to the equipment section, and you want to type in that equipment number for this piece of equipment. Once you press enter, you'll notice that the equipment information along with the functional location will populate. Now you want to navigate down to the required end date field, and you want to enter the last day of the Army fiscal year, which is September 30th. As far as time is concerned, you want to make sure you cover it up to the last second of that year. So here we're going to enter in 23 as our hours, 59 as our minutes, and 59 as our seconds. That way we're covered for the entire FY. Next, you want to scroll down to the partner function area. If there's an operator already in this area, that means that they were assigned this piece of equipment under IE02. You can remove the name if needed by highlighting the line and clicking the scissor icon. Once all necessary fields are filled out, you need to scroll back up to the top and you can click the green flag to put this in process. And then you click the print icon to print out that alert dispatch. The alert dispatch should be filed in your equipment folder until utilized. The last thing that we need to do is click on the floppy disk to save it. Once you click that, it'll take you back into the main screen where you should see at the bottom left of the screen that a notification has been saved. To view that alert dispatch, you need to navigate back to the equip set, highlight the piece of equipment that it was created on, and then you're going to click notification. As we can see, the alert dispatch notification was created. If during the year this alert dispatch is needed because of an emergency like your internet went down or you happen to be on leave and they need a dispatch for a vehicle, you can utilize this. Keep in mind, DAPAM 750-3 states when utilizing an alert dispatch, it skips past the QA/QC process that usually happens during regular dispatching. Meaning you are going to have to verify that the operator is qualified on that piece of equipment and that that piece of equipment is not deadline. The alert dispatch, if utilized, is closed out the same way a regular dispatch is closed, which we'll go over in later lessons. If you have an alert dispatch, that does not stop you from creating a regular dispatch. That question usually pops up when we're having our classes, so I want to make sure that I address that right here. If you happen to not utilize the dispatch during the FY and the end of the FY has come, all you need to do is highlight the D2 and click the complete flag. If you want to close multiple D2 dispatches at once, all you need to do is highlight all your notifications and then click the checker flag. All equipment that is designated the status of alert dispatchable should have an alert dispatch open on it the entire FY, regardless of its operational status. If you want to create all your alert dispatches at one time, you just need to utilize the mass alert dispatch template, which is in iWhiskey 24. Once that template is created, you then will utilize the code MNTF_CR to create the alert dispatch in mass. If you need any more information on creating an alert dispatch in mass, check into our Teams folder and we have all those transactions for you. Now that we covered the alert dispatches, let's talk about the usage report. Come in. Hey, Private Ryan. I'm in the middle of doing something. Can you turn off the light, please?
Hey, Sergeant. I don't mean to bother you. Are you busy?
I'm kind of in the middle of filming this week's tutorial. I missed last week, so I'm trying to catch up.
I need a vehicle for ammo detail.
Give me a minute. Just give me a minute, all right? Wait there. Give me 1 minute. Well, let's walk through how to create a D1 dispatch. First, you want to start by finding that piece of equipment and ensure that that piece of equipment is fully mission capable and ready to be dispatched. Once you've located that piece of equipment, you want to highlight the line and click D1 button at the top left. Clicking D1 opens up that dispatch equipment screen. First, we want to fill out the short text field, which, for our reasoning, is dispatch for ammo detail. Next, you want to navigate down to the required end date field. Since this is ammo detail and it's only for today, set that as your end date. Next, you want to set the projected end time, which is 1700. After you fill out those areas, press the enter button on the keyboard. Now, the short text from above has populated in the box below. This area below is known as your additional information. So let's just type in additional information. And in this section, you could put things like the serial number or admin number to a trailer you're towing, or checkpoints on a convoy, your load plans, and many other things. I'm not going to say any names, but there's a command out there that thinks that trailers should be dispatched and tracked for mileage. My response to that is, if it's not indicated on the MMDF as requiring usage, why are you wasting your time tracking it? I'll leave that there. Now, what we want to do is scroll down to the partner field and add your primary operator. If you have an alternative operator, you can add them as well. The only difference when closing out that dispatch with multiple operators is you can prompt to split those miles between those two people. You also can add a passenger crew member to the dispatch. Remember, when adding someone as a crew member, they are not required to have a license to dispatch, but they should not drive that vehicle. The last thing that we want to do is click the green flag to put it in process. When it comes to flags in G-Army, I like to look at it as a NASCAR race. Stay with me, right? At the start of the race, it's a green flag. When the race is complete, it's a checker flag. It works the same way in G-Army. Lastly, you want to print that dispatch needed and click the floppy disk to save. Once you're back out to the equip set and click refresh, your vehicle now will be dispatched. One very important thing that I would love to address during this lesson is the difference between no approval required and an approval required dispatch. The moment that you leave off post or leave outside the gates of your Army Reserve motor pool, you are considered off post. With that being said, you are required to have an off post dispatch. The system by default sets all dispatches to no approval required. To adjust while creating your dispatch, you need to click the icon right next to NARQ, which stands for no approval required. You want to adjust the user status to approval required and then select off post dispatch. Now, Listen very closely. If you do not have someone sitting in your commander's representative role in G Army, when you go to put this dispatch into process, it is going to prompt you that the dispatch cannot be approved. What needs to happen is your commander or a commander's representative needs to complete the proper Gcss certifications and 2875 to gain access. The commander's representative role is assigned and controlled by your property book officer. Who can be a commander's representative? Thank you for asking. Your commander's representative could be anyone that does not have a conflict of interest in G Army with approving their own actions. An example of someone that would have a conflict of interest would be a supply sergeant, because they would be able to approve their own transactions. An example of a person that would not have a conflict of interest would be an ARA, your training or operations NCO that does not hold another primary position in G Army.
But my commander doesn't want access to G Army. He don't want to do the training.
Your job as a leader is to advise. Along with advising, it's also important to document with a memorandum of record or possibly an email laying out the regulation. I don't know. That's for you to decide.